Hello, how you doing?
Hello, Kata. I'm fine. What about you?
I'm fine. I was thinking about our grandparents and parents' times. What do you know about that?
Well, in the days of my grandparents, technology was a theoretical aspect.
Sure, and mine too. My grandparents only knew the telephone and maybe the black and white TV.
Okay, on the other hand, and the time of my parents, it predominate in companies and at the present time in everyday life. For example, currently range in technology, for example, computer, laptop, YouTube, video call, Zoom, Google Meet, cell phone, and WhatsApp.
Sure, that's in the present. When my parents were children, they used like typewriters, which I think is amazing, and a cell phone that was like really, really big. I mean, my father had a suitcase only for it. And now we all have like every kind of cell phones, apps, tablets, and computers, but they didn't.
Sure, in transportation before and now insecurity predominates. In the time of the grandparents, transportation between large cities was an aspect that was difficult. It was scarce since there were no connection in the cities. For example, in the time of the grandparents, the trolley car were the easier means of transport. There is diversity, for example, Transmilenio and the metro in the city of Medellin.
You're right, and the planes weren't like really secure as they are today. I remember that my father told me that there wasn't a button to stop the bus, but a chain that had to be pulled. I was shocked. Anyways, I think that now we are in the future. We have ecological cars and a lot of planes that allow you to stay in the other part of the world just in hours and even sometimes in other cities just in minutes.
That's true. Was other thing I remember. At the time of our grandparents, the diet was very complete. They had a high nutrition content. Now the nutrition content is not important.
I think depending on the person, I will say my grandparents had more natural food, but my parents too. They used to eat like a lot of fruits and vegetables, and also some candies or desserts, just like us. I think there are good and not so good food in both times. Even now, I will say.
I don't know. Now the products are manufactured at the nutritional contents in scale. I think that the food before was better and healthier.
Well, what do you think of the living conditions of our grandparents and parents?
Well, the living condition of our grandparents were determined by looking for work and building a family. For our parents, the desire was to have a house, a career, a scholarship. It was determined by the great opportunities. At the world level, education was not an important aspect. In the current period, education is a fundamental aspect that generates a difference in access to employment, better quality of life.
I agree with your opinion about education and that this wasn't like so important in that time, but it's not true that you have more opportunities because I think in their time you could progress only through marriage, at least women, because family with money were the ones who could have like a good education, a good work, and even a good style of life.
Well, maybe. Habits were interesting to since tradition marked the life of people and society. In the time of parents, its own aspect of tradition lost relevance and the axis of activities and human relation in society in the diversity of the current area has become an aspect that determines society. Morals and tradition have been for lost. For example, at the time of the grandparents, they were more activity. Currently, sedentary lifestyle predominates.
You're right. My grandparents were really traditional and maybe more active. It's true that habits have been lost, but in my parents' time and in our time, I think we have created like new ones that are better. Now we have the opportunity, especially in this pandemic, this difficult situation, to do exercise, watch movies, and maybe read sometimes in our house.
Okay. Custom has an important aspect for our grandparents too. Married morals and good custom were essential aspect in people's lives.
Sure, I'm happy about that change. Now people are more free of doing whatever they want and they don't have to marry for obligation or pretending to be someone who they are not.
For our grandparents, shopping did not have a relevant aspect. In the time of the parents, they were developed in traditional sectors such as San Andresito or San Victorino in the industrial zone. Now, shopping is more popular. People go to the shopping center where there are various marketing alternatives. For example, easier to consume online products for cash payments and for online credit card.
Yes, my grandparents didn't go shopping. A dressmaker made their clothes for them, and my parents only shopped in stores or mall, but not online how we do now. So there are alternatives.
Yes, it super signs to see the difference.
Totally, times has changed a lot. Oh my god, I need to go. See you later.
Okay, Carla. Okay, bye bye.
Bye, see you.
Bye.